Don't you dare pretend you didn't know exactly what you were doing. My mother screamed into the phone, her voice so loud I had to hold it away from my ear. We're family. You can't just abandon us because your precious feelings got hurt. I sat in my home office, staring at the April rain sliding down the windows of my Burlington townhouse, feeling a strange mix of numbness and fury. Everything I thought I knew about my family had shattered, and all because of one text message my brother Kevin meant for the secret chat he shared with my parents, not the family group chat we all used. My name is Jordan Wright, I'm 35, and up until yesterday, I believed I was being a good daughter by helping my parents with their retirement. After my marketing consulting business took off, I started sending them money each month. They'd always struggled financially, and I wanted them to enjoy their later years without worrying about the basics. What I didn't know was what they truly thought of me. The family ATM just sent another $3,000, Kevin had written. My father's reply, LMAO, keep that gravy train running, she's too stupid to realize we're using her. Then my mother, just bought those golf clubs your father wanted. Jordan would flip if she knew her money went to those instead of medical care. The screenshots kept coming, years of conversations about how to guilt me, manipulate me, and pull more money out of me. I couldn't breathe as I scrolled. Kevin tried to delete the messages, but it was too late. For the past day, my phone hadn't stopped buzzing. My dad claimed they were just joking. My mom insisted I was misinterpreting everything. Kevin said he'd only played along to avoid upsetting our parents. But their own words told the truth. Outside, the rain thickened, matching the storm inside my chest. For years I'd been funding their comfortable lifestyle, thinking I was keeping them afloat, while they mocked me behind my back. The betrayal was almost physical. A sharp knock broke my spiral. I checked the peephole. Kevin stood on my porch, soaked and miserable. I wasn't ready for this, but maybe it was time. I opened the door but didn't step aside. What do you want? He looked desperate, rain dripping from his hair. Jordan, please, can I come in? I can explain. Explain what? How you've all been laughing at me for years? I held up my phone, the screen glowing with one of his texts. Just told Jordan Dad needs dental surgery, CIN. It's not what it looks like, he insisted, voice cracking. Mom and Dad started it, and I just went along. So you're what, following orders? Like some kind of financial Nazi? The words were harsher than I intended, but I didn't stop. I've been sending $3,000 every month, Kevin, that's $36,000 a year, for 5 years. Do you know what that adds up to? He looked down. I know it's a lot. $180,000, and that doesn't include the extra money for Dad's imaginary medical bills or Mom's broken furnace. I felt sick remembering the $5,000 I'd sent last winter, skipping my own vacation to do it. They took it too far. I know, he said helplessly, but they're getting older, Anne. They're 65, not 95. Dad golfs every weekend with those new clubs I paid for. You all knew exactly what you were doing. Please, Jordan, they really do need help now. They can't afford their mortgage without you. The mortgage? On the lakeside condo they bought last year? The one they bought while pretending they were struggling to pay rent? A cold clarity settled over me. I think you should go. Jordan. No, I've been Jordan, please, for too long. Now I'm just Jordan, and Jordan is done. After he left, I collapsed onto the couch, shaking. Their messages replayed in my mind, my father bragging about faking a leaky roof, my mother calling me a sucker, Kevin suggesting a betting pool on how fast I'd send money. I'd been nothing but a resource to them, a joke. I opened my laptop and pulled up my bank accounts, month after month. The transfers were all there, $3,000, without fail, plus the emergencies, totaling another $40,000 over the years. I'd delayed buying my home, worked 60-hour weeks, skipped vacations, and lived frugally so they could enjoy luxuries they pretended they couldn't afford. For what? I opened the investment account I'd secretly built for them, a surprise retirement cushion. I'd contributed $1,000 every month for 3 years. The balance was just over $42,000. My finger hovered over close account. Not now, not while I was still shaking. I called my best friend Megan, who also happened to be my attorney. They did what? She exploded after I explained. I know, I said, hollow. I feel like such an idiot. No, you were generous, they were cruel. She steadied her voice. What do you want to do? I honestly don't know. Part of me wants to cut them off completely. Another part wants to hear what they'll say when they're forced to face it. Before anything else, she said. We need to look at what's tied to them legally. Are they on any of your accounts? Insurance? That retirement fund? A cold dread washed over me. I'd added them as dependents on my premium health insurance. My dad's heart medication, if it even existed, was covered under my plan. They were beneficiaries on my life insurance. I need to untangle all of this, I muttered. One step at a time, Megan assured me. Gather documentation of every payment. Make a list of every financial link. Then decide if, and how, you want to tell them. After we hung up, my phone buzzed with a text from my mother. Your father is very upset. His blood pressure is through the roof because of your behavior. We need to talk now. Something in me hardened. Even now, they were still trying to manipulate me. I used to fold instantly whenever they hinted at a health issue. One word about a prescription or a doctor visit and I'd rush to help, no questions asked. Not anymore. I opened my laptop and began taking screenshots of every monthly transfer. Then I created a document titled Family Financial Support, 5 years, and listed every supposed emergency, every sacrifice, every dollar. By the time I finished, it was 12 pages long. Seeing it all laid out made everything undeniable. I wasn't just hurt. I was done. The next morning, I woke with a clarity I hadn't felt in years. My path forward was suddenly obvious. Before I could second-guess myself, I called my assistant and took a personal day. I needed all my focus for this. 20 minutes later, my phone rang. Jordan Wright speaking. Ms. Wright, this is Samuel from Vermont Community Bank. I'm returning your call about closing an investment account. Yes, thank you. I inhaled slowly. I need to close the supplemental retirement account I established for Robert and Patricia Wright. Is there a problem with the account? No, just the beneficiaries. Once Samuel confirmed my identity and authority, since the account was a gift in name only, I closed it without my parents needing to know. The $42,680 would be back in my main account within 3 business days. Anything else I can help you with, Ms. Wright? Yes. Cancel all recurring transfers to Robert and Patricia Wright's joint account. Currently set at $3,000 monthly? Correct. End them immediately. Step 1, done. Next, I called my health insurance provider. This was trickier. Removing dependents mid-year required a qualifying life event, and being emotionally exploited wasn't on the list. But the representative, Miguel, listened patiently as I explained. Because they have their own residence and you no longer provide more than half their financial support, he said gently, we can update their dependent status. They'll be removed from your plan at the end of the month. They'll have 30 days to get their own coverage. That's perfect, I said, grateful for the compassion in his voice. Family stuff can get messy, he said. I get it. Step 2, complete. Removing them as beneficiaries from my life insurance was simple. A few clicks and they were replaced with a local children's charity. By lunchtime, every financial tie to my parents was severed except one, Kevin's student loan. I'd been making his $580 monthly payments for 3 years. He still had 2 years left. I hesitated. Kevin had participated, yes, but he'd also seemed genuinely shaken. Was he remorseful, or just cornered? My phone buzzed. Mom and Dad are freaking out. Dad says his prescription refill was denied. What did you do? That answered that. No apology, no acknowledgement, just panic that their gravy train had stopped. I replied, their consequences are not my problem. He called immediately. I let it go to voicemail. Instead, I opened a new email to my parents. I attached the 12-page document and titled the message, Financial Support Provided, 2018 to 2023. The message read, Robert and Patricia. Attached is a full accounting of the financial support I have provided over the last 5 years, totaling $221,800. Effective May 31st, you have been removed from my health insurance policy, and the retirement account has been closed. Your own messages, screenshotted and included in my documentation, show a pattern of manipulation, deception, and mockery of my generosity. Do not contact me again unless it is to arrange repayment of funds taken under false pretenses. Jordan Wright. I read it twice, attached the document, and hit send. Step 3, complete. Then I blocked their numbers, removed them from social media, and finally exhaled. For the first time in years, my money was truly mine. The quiet lasted 3 days. At 8:30 p.m., the doorbell rang. Through the peephole, I saw my parents and Kevin on my porch, angry, frantic, determined. I didn't open the door. I called Megan. "They're here," I whispered. "Do not let them in," she said. "If they refuse to leave, call the police." "I'm serious, Jordan. That feels extreme." "It'll feel a lot more extreme if they get inside and start badgering you." The doorbell rang again, followed by loud pounding. "Jordan," my father shouted, "we know you're in there. You can't just cut us off without talking to us." I texted Kevin, "I have nothing to say. Leave now or I'm calling the police." Through the peephole, I saw him show the message to our parents. My mother burst into tears. My father turned a dangerous shade of red. Eventually, they left, but not before my father yelled, "You're going to regret this. We're family. You can't abandon us." The irony almost made me laugh. The next morning, the emails began. My mother accused me of destroying Dad's health. My father demanded I stop this childish behavior immediately. Kevin warned they couldn't make their mortgage payment. I forwarded everything to Megan without responding. 3 days later, a certified letter arrived. Inside was a handwritten message from my mother. "Jordan, we don't know why you're punishing us. Yes, we made some jokes, but families joke. Your father's heart medication is $450 a month without insurance. We can't pay our mortgage. We might lose the condo. Is that what you want? For your elderly parents to be homeless? Please stop this cruelty and talk to us." Elderly, they were 65. I called the pharmacy, pretending to be my mother. "Hi, I'm calling about my husband's heart medication. What's the cost without insurance?" After a moment, the pharmacist said, "It's $42 for a 30-day supply. Not $450. Another lie. That evening, Kevin caught me in the parking lot as I was leaving work. He looked exhausted. "Jordan, please," he said, stepping in front of me, "they're falling apart. Dad's talking about bankruptcy." "That's not my responsibility," I said. "How can you be so cold? They're our parents." "Are they? Because real parents don't exploit their children. Real parents don't spend years mocking the kid who pays their bills. They made mistakes." "No," I said, cutting him off. "A mistake is forgetting a birthday. What they did was methodical and cruel. 4 years, Kevin, years. The condo's going into foreclosure. They can't make the payments without you." For a moment, a flicker of guilt pricked me, but then I remembered the screenshot. "Just convinced Jordan we're struggling with rent. Meanwhile we're closing on the lake condo next week. Cheers." "They shouldn't have bought a place they couldn't afford," I said, my voice flat. "What about Dad's medication? The prescription that costs $42, not $450? He can get a part-time job at Walmart if he needs to cover it." Kevin stared at me. "How did you?" "I did my research. No more lies, Kevin." I walked past him toward my car. "Tell them to look into government assistance programs. That's what they're for." "Jordan," he called after me, "they're talking about moving in with me. I can't handle that." I paused. "That sounds like a you problem. Welcome to consequences." 2 weeks after cutting ties, I sat in my first therapy session, something I should have done years ago. Dr. Bennett, calm and direct, listened as I laid everything out. "Every day I swing between feeling empowered and feeling awful," I admitted. "Yesterday I heard they had to cancel their country club membership, and I felt guilty about it for hours." "That's normal," she said gently. "You're grieving the family you believed you had, and the identity you built as their provider. But they didn't deserve my support. They used me." "Both can be true," she said. "They didn't deserve your support, and you can still feel the loss of giving it." I hadn't thought of it like that. For 5 years I'd tied my worth to being their savior. Without that role, who was I? As I left the appointment, my phone buzzed. My Uncle Pete, my dad's brother, someone I barely knew, was calling. Curiosity made me answer. "Jordan, your dad just called asking if he and your mother could come live with us. Said you'd cut them off and they were losing their home. Is that true?" I sighed. "It's complicated, Uncle Pete. I figured, your dad's always been talented at selective storytelling. Want to give me the real story?" So I did, everything from the screenshots to the fake medical issues. He went quiet. "I'm not surprised," he finally said. "Your father pulled similar stunts with me years ago. I refused to fund his lifestyle." "You knew?" A fresh wave of betrayal surged through me. "Why didn't you warn me? Would you have believed me? They had you convinced they were barely scraping by and you were their hero." He was right. I wouldn't have believed anyone. for what it's worth," he added. "I told your father I wouldn't take them in, suggested they downsize." He hung up on me. When the call ended, I felt something new, validation. I wasn't cruel, I wasn't unstable, I was just done being their target. That evening, Kevin texted me from a new number. "Mom and Dad are moving into my spare room next week. They're selling the condo. Dad's furious." I didn't respond. 3 days later, the condo's listed. Dad's car got repossessed. "This is getting really bad." My thumb hovered over the keyboard, but then I remembered the screenshot where Kevin had written, "Jordan just asked if Dad is okay after his appointment for the heart issue that doesn't exist." Nope, I put my phone down. Week 3 brought an email from a family friend. "Your parents have had to sell their furniture. Your father is stressed. They're applying for food stamps. They want a chance to apologize." I didn't even hesitate. Delete. Their apology would have been nothing more than a negotiation tactic. I wasn't reopening the bank. And slowly, almost shockingly, the guilt faded. In its place came something unfamiliar: freedom. 6 months later, I returned from a business trip to find my parents sitting on my porch steps. My father looked thinner. My mother's highlights had grown out into streaks of gray. Their clothes were cheaper, worn. My instinct was to turn around and leave. But therapy had prepared me for this. I was stronger now. I parked, walked up, and kept my voice steady. "What are you doing here?" "Jordan," my mother said, her voice trembling, "please, we just want to talk." "We've learned our lesson," my father said. "The last months have been hell." I unlocked my door. "You have 5 minutes." They sat stiffly on my couch while I remained standing. "We're sorry," my mother began. "We never should have taken advantage of you. We lost everything, the condo, the car, our savings," my father said. "We had to move in with Kevin. Your mother sleeps on a pull-out couch. The country club revoked our membership," my mother added, as if that were a tragedy worth sympathy. "My medication hasn't been covered," my father continued. "Medicare isn't enough." They spoke for several minutes, but not once did they apologize for hurting me, only for what they'd lost. "Is that it?" I asked. "We want to make things right," my mother pleaded. "We've suffered, we understand now." "What exactly have you learned?" I asked. More exchanged glances. "That we shouldn't have taken you for granted," my father said. Translation: "We should have been more careful." "No," I said, "you still don't get it." "What do you mean?" my mother demanded. "We came all this way to apologize. You came all this way to list your hardships. Not once did you acknowledge the damage you did to me." "We said we're sorry," my father snapped. "For being caught, not for the betrayal." I took a slow breath. These past 6 months I've thought a lot about what a healthy family looks like. It's not this. It's not exploiting your child and mocking her generosity. My mother's face tightened. "So you're just going to keep punishing us over a few jokes?" "This isn't punishment. This is protection. You've shown repeatedly that you don't have my best interests at heart." "We're your parents," my father said, as though that erased everything. "And I was your daughter," I replied, "not your bank." I opened the front door. "I truly hope you figure out how to live within your means, but I can't be in your lives anymore." "You don't mean that," my mother whispered. "We need you." "That's the problem," I said softly. "You don't need me, you need what I can provide." My father's expression hardened. "After everything we've done for you?" "What exactly?" I asked. "Have you done for me, besides take?" He had no answer. They walked out. At the door, my mother turned back. "You'll regret this, Jordan. Family is all you have." "No," I said. "Family is supposed to love you, support you. I have that, with my friends. What you offered was a transaction." I closed the door and leaned against it, heart pounding, but not from fear. From relief. The ATM was closed, permanently. And for the first time in my adult life, I was completely, gloriously free.